there was I was on the gang unit with my good friend, still good friend, Eric Thunberg, and I were there, and I think he was driving that day, and we were eating our carne asada burritos, best burritos in the world down there. We're eating our carne asada burritos, just kind of hanging out, typical gang unit stuff, and the call comes out of an active shooter at a party. And so we start flying down the street. I think we were first ones on scene, and we went in, obviously, went in there, neutralized the situation. The shooter had given up. He was a young kid, actually. Got him all in cussing and everything. And I went back out because I stepped over a dead guy. Went back out there, and there's a guy, being on the gang, you could tell by his tattoos what gang he was with and everything, and started doing CPR on him. And I remember his wife was over me, and she's crying and screaming, and she's holding her baby, about 1-year-old. And I'm just doing CPR, trying to get back, and there's just holes in him. I'm like, this guy's not gonna make it, But I'm giving it the best I could. Medic arrives, medic takes over. I go into the house, and they got the guy in custody, and then they got this other guy there. And that guy was Juan. I knew his name was Juan because the wife kept crying for his name, Juan. So then I go inside, and this other guy's there. Later find out his name's Peter, and he's not talking. And they're like, well, what? They're trying to get stuff out of him. And then we realized he'd been shot in the head. But the bullet was inside. It didn't have an exit wound or anything. It was kind of a weird situation. And so we get him into the ambulance. I hop in the ambulance. He's going sideways. So I'm thinking, well, it's going to be, I'll get the dying declaration, So I'm trying to get he can't talk. I'm trying to get the dying declaration by him squeezing my hand, yes or no. I go through his wallet, get his name. I find a picture, a little kid, some kids in there. I think it was 1 or 2 kids. So I show him the kids. I said, these are your kids. He nods yes or whatever. And I said, all right, you need to stay alive for these kids, because he was going down. And so we had a long drive to the trauma unit in the ambulance, but he'd start going, his vitals were going down, he was going out. And I kind of felt like I needed to pray for him, which was unusual. So I did. I would just pray for him. And every time I pray for him, he would do better. So I'm like, oh, this is, well, I guess I'll just keep praying for the guy. So I prayed for him all the way to the hospital, and then they took him, of course, going to the thing. And I think I got partway in there, and once they get in there and they're doing all the surgeries, I step out. I wasn't supposed to be in there anyway. I step out, and I walk out to the hallway, and I see, I'm standing there, and I'm just kind of trying to get my head around all this that's gone on. And this lady comes running up to me, and she said, she goes, hi, I'm here. Where, my son Peter, is he here? And I said, yeah, he's here. What's he? And the doctors were saying he's going to die. There's no way. I said, listen, you need to just, be strong, be there. Peter's trying. The doctors are doing everything they can right now. But in my mind, I'm thinking, he's not going to make it. She goes, oh, no, I can't, And she says, okay, well, where's his brother Juan? And wow. And nobody told her, and that's when it all clicked.
Wow.
She goes, Juan was at the party. I don't know where Juan is. Nobody can tell me where he is. Where's his brother Juan? And so I told her, and she just falls onto me, just bawling and crying. So I carried her into they had a little chapel. I carried her over to the chapel, and her husband was there, and found out she was a real strong Christian woman. And so we just prayed together, and she kept praying and everything. And the guy made a miraculous recovery. Everything about perfectly fine. He had speech therapy for a while, but made a recovery and everything. And that one, I stayed in touch with her for a couple years. And that was I don't know why, that one really stuck with me. It was just seeing a mom so distraught like that.